Good morning, Story Trading VIPs. It's Tuesday morning, July 25th. We may have a few folks here from Rex's community from Rock Spear Trading. We invited them for a free preview this week. So, welcome if you're here from Rex's community. So, this is how it works. Every morning we get on at 9 a.m. and we do this collaborative session, which is not going to go up on YouTube. It's a private session. We're looking at catalysts for the day. We're doing a quick macro review. And then by the end of this program here at about 9:15, 9:20 a.m., we'll have like a top 5 list of what to focus on today. So first, real quick, when it comes to the major indices, we got, hold on, where are we? All right. So QQQ and SPY, they're above key moving averages. As long as they're above key moving averages, I'm still bullish. I don't care that we have earnings tomorrow. In a way, I don't care that we have FOMC. If something's really bad, I'll react then. I'm not going to get ahead of it when we're over the 20 DMA. So that's that, okay? And that's all I'm paying attention to there. We go back here. Let me just tell you from a schedule perspective, tonight, market moving, we have Microsoft, Google, that we're watching on our watch list. And we only watching and react to stocks which are on our watch list that we have some familiarity with, all right? We're only trading stocks we know. So other stocks tonight that have earnings, Vicker, VICR, which is interesting because they're an NVIDIA supplier, and then TDOC, also very interesting because I like the digital healthcare sector, and this stock has been completely clobbered, never made a comeback yet. It's still down 90%, unlike a lot of the other ARK-type stocks and risk assets. Teladoc has not made a comeback, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on Teladoc earnings tonight. Aside from that, we really don't play earnings unless something is a long-term pick. Like Tesla's a long-term pick for us, so we held it through earnings. I don't think we have. I have Microsoft personally in my retirement account, but I don't think we have it in an IRA. So not that it's not a great stock. We just only have room for a certain amount of stock. So, but in any case, that's what we're watching tonight. We're not playing any of these during the day, but I will be ready to react, particularly to Vicker and TDOC, because I think those, if they do beat, their charts have not really broken out yet. They haven't participated yet. So if they beat Vicker on AI, or if TDOC finally has a rebound, I'm going to be piling into that fast, and we'll see what Microsoft and Google says this evening. So going now to right now, this is our preliminary list here. We'll go through it. I'll tell you the idea of why I put them on the list around and prioritize which ones we think should be at the top. So Tesla, I just want to point out, this is a long-term pick, but I really like the earnings. I went through the thesis after earnings. I added more after earnings. It dipped below the 20 DMA, and we told you yesterday, I don't really care about this dip below the 20 DMA because I thought the earnings were so good and the long-term prospects are so good. I'm not going to try to be cute here and, worry about a potential, 240 was the support we're looking at. There's a possibility it goes to 240. Wasn't really worried about that. And lo and behold, we're being paid off today by having strong conviction in the long term. Already, what a fake out, bouncing above the 20 DMA. If this holds, wow, this will shake. That would have been bad for a lot of people only doing technicals. We're also looking at the fundamentals, and we decided to hold despite the 20 DMA drop. So right now, that's at our top of our list for outperformance. SMCI, this is our largest swing position right now based on that guidance increase last week. I reran the numbers. I looked at a not a short report, but there was a bearish article on Seeking Alpha because actually someone from Rex's community noted that, hey, SMCI, like someone who works there told me, it's no good or it's a pump or whatever. So, you know what? I'm just curious. Let me see what the bear theses are. So I went and I checked Seeking Alpha. I saw a bear article. I read it and it was just terrible. It was the worst bear article I've ever seen in my life. It was basically like, oh, they've come up a lot. And in the past, they haven't come up a lot. In the past, their stock has been steady or the revenue has been steady. And now they just shot up a lot. So it's probably one time. I mean, that was the most retarded bear article I've ever seen in my life on SMCI. Anyway, moving on. Check out cost. I want to tell you about cost here because I did tell you about cost a few weeks ago when they announced the QQQ rebalancing. So we had a watch list. Let me show this to you. Let's get here. So QQQ rebalancing, and we ordered this by the top weightings, and then we ordered it by weighting, right? So basically, because of that reweighting, we found out that Microsoft, Apple, Google, and to an extent, NVIDIA were probably going to be cut out a little bit, right? And money from those four would flow into the lower names over here. So what names were in here? Two of them, well, we had Tesla, Costco, Netflix shit the bed with earnings, but Tesla's been doing just fine. Costco and Pepsi were also there. These were the ones that I thought in order that I thought would get the money. It was actually Meta too, I think, was going to benefit. So Meta, Tesla, Costco, Netflix, Pepsi. Pepsi's been doing great. So unfortunately, I didn't put a trade on this idea, on this rebalancing. But check out Costco. I should have looked at this closer because we had two opportunities since that rebalancing was announced to get in. One, 20 DMA bounce right there. And the second one, when we broke the top of this candle here at 546, which is right there on this day on July 14th, could have entered there at the open on July 17th. So two buy signals after the catalyst, right? That's what we like to do at story trading is combine pillars, not only look at technicals, after the catalyst of the rebalancing of the QQQ. And now it's breaking out. And if you look at this 5-year chart, is this monthly? Let me just see. Monthly candles. This looks like a major cup forming. And then, so I already had this on my radar to talk about this morning. And then what do you know? Lo and behold, an analyst comes out this morning, Oppenheimer, raises the price target by $55 from $575 to $630. I was already looking at this from a technical perspective, and I was planning on talking about it on my show with a target of $610. So now we have multiple catalysts now on cost. That's the type of trades I like. I really like the stack catalyst, this beautiful cup breakout. So I think it could outperform today because of this catalyst of Oppenheimer raising. So that's up here near the top of our list. Let's go back over here. So Costco, that's another one that can outperform. NVIDIA is a long-term pick for us like Tesla, but it's been very strong and it's been riding up to 20 DMA. It didn't even break below the 20 DMA like Tesla did. I actually added more to my IRA this morning. NVIDIA is continuing to look good. And basically, NVIDIA has been at the top of our list like almost every day for the last few weeks. All right, a couple others. I'm going to skip over Overstock for 1 second because I want to draw your attention to three kind of arcade type stocks. DraftKings, Palantir, and Docu, all with catalysts this morning. DraftKings with a price upgrade to $35. Docu out with a catalyst, a news release, some AI-related product updates. And then Palantir, the most interesting one to me of the three, they had a contract, an AI-related contract for automotive and EVs with JD Power. That's the strongest catalyst of the three. So I think Palantir is going to be above those other two on our list. So it's riding above the 20, just like AI. And this is, just like NVIDIA. So Palantir also has been a long-term pick for us. We've been riding this since like 8 or 9. We identified the inflection point because they had 2 consecutive quarters of positive earnings. They flipped to profitability, and not just once, 2 consecutive quarters. That was our cue to get bullish, and we anticipated the technical breakouts based on the fundamental development. So Palantir's been on the top of our list for a long time, riding up to 20. Now with the catalyst this morning, it can maybe bounce off that 20 DMA this morning. So that's Palantir. Again, just wait for the end of the show. A little bit of magic at the end of the show when we decide what are going to be the top 3 to 5. Hopefully a little bit of magic because we've been now one pick and it was a tough day. There was like not much that was doing well yesterday, but our top pick was STKH at 91 cents. At Showtime, we gave this to you at 91 cents. The thing hit our target to the penny, actually went over it. Our target was 107, so that worked out. Our number one pick that worked out yesterday. Let's see if our number one pick can work out today. We're almost there. All right, let's just go finish our list first. So Overstock is still going to be at the top of my list. I chose Overstock this week on the Wolf Financial Spaces that I'm part of every Monday night, a panel. I wasn't able to attend this time because I had a conflict, but I submitted my trade of the weeks this week. And my 2 trade of the weeks were, what were they? SMCI and Overstock. And I've told them I'm going to pick Overstock. I picked it last week. It didn't work out yet. I'm going to pick Overstock every single week until this thing blows up because we're so close to this major catalyst of them rebranding the company, Bed Bath & Beyond. It's not just a sentiment thing. It's a fundamental thing as well. And we're close to the 20 DMA, so I don't see a lot of downside here. I anticipate the 20 DMA will hold. So maybe you got downside to 30 here at the 20 DMA. But as this catalyst develops, and it's going to be soon, it's going to be within the next 2 weeks, I think. I think earnings are later this week, and they're going to be talking about it. I really don't care about their trailing earnings. So I'm kind of holding this through earnings. It's July 27th is their earnings, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to trade on that. They already pre-announced their earnings anyway. So it's really going to be about their forward-looking plans of when they're going to rebrand to Bed Bath & Beyond, the impact that Bed Bath & Beyond will have for their revenue. And this is going to be a lot of fun because what you're going to see is BBYQ is going to be delisted, and then Overstock, the company's name, is going to change to Bed Bath & Beyond. I just can't think of a better catalyst. I mean, this is insane. So 35 to 43 continues to be my target for Overstock, and no particular catalyst this morning. We did talk about the catalyst yesterday that over the weekend, they changed the website at Bed Bath & Beyond. Said bedbathandbeyond.com is coming back again soon. And I did talk about my visit to the stores, indicating that they're going to close here maybe the last day of July. And then once the stores close, Overstock can commence with their rebranding. So this continues to be on top watch, a top pick. SOUN, I tried to short this last night. They did an offering. Oh, good. It's up again. So maybe if it goes up, we can try to short it. I couldn't find shares last night. So they did an offering, a mixed shelf, okay, $400 million. Now, okay, they went up right now because it just did a press release. Let's see. SoundHound AI announces date of 2023 second quarter financial results. Files S3 shelf, which we knew about last night. Reports strong cash position. Oh, come on. Cash position. Okay, a strong cash position of 130 million. That's why we're doing a shelf for 400 million. Look, the market cap here is 634 million. They're doing a 400 million shelf. When I saw this, I identified that, hey, we're going to move to the next major support there, which is the 200 DMA. My target was 250 last night. I tried to short this at like 285 and I just couldn't locate shares, and it went to 245. Hit our target last night, like boom, boom. You could have made a lot of money really fast, but unfortunately, I couldn't short it, couldn't locate shares. So I'm going to be monitoring this. I don't have time to read through this full press release right now, but to me, it looks like they're just trying to cover up bad news. That title doesn't sound like very strong to me. So it's bouncing on something that I don't think is very strong. Let's see, can we test 250 again? We did it in after hours last night. I'm not sure if the risk reward is worth it here near the bottom of the channel for another 20 cents. When the news first came out, yes, that was worth it if I was able to get some shares to short, but unfortunately I wasn't. So will we short it again? I'm going to monitor this. Like if it makes a move up to like this gap fill or something like that, maybe I'll short it. Maybe we'll short in small size, even like around here, to see if we can retest 250 again during regular hours. But anytime you do a major offering like that, that is a short idea. All right, we're continuing to monitor the STKH and XXII. We did collaborate with Rex and his community. And by the way, if you want to join, if you're from Story Trading, you want to join Rex's community, you can do that just by going to storytrading.com/Rex. And I don't know his opinion today, but yesterday he was saying if the ones hold, then we can see 118s to 130s. Now, we didn't hold it overnight because of risk of an offering. So we avoided an offering overnight. So we may be looking at getting back into this today. But to be honest with you, I think we have a lot of other better picks. The last two stocks I want to point out to you today is LAP and GDRX. So you know the story if you've been with us, all right? You know what's going on with LAP. I don't have time to recap it now if you're new to the community, but LAP and GDRX, both with significant news catalysts in the recent past. And I'm monitoring this for re-entry, pullback re-entries. GoodRx, maybe it's time to start tiptoeing back in. You had this area that used to be resistance right about 670. Can that be support? It actually broke it. So I don't know. Maybe it just overshot a little bit. And then the next level I see of support is the 20-day moving average, 625 and rising. But they had a significant catalyst with CVS, which should impact their fundamentals very favorably. And the analysts, a couple days after we had that call at $5.50, 2 days later was $7.50. They came out and said the same thing. So I think a pullback entry makes sense for a stock like GoodRx and LAP as well. Here at the 20 DMA, a 50 DMA, LAP is a little bit riskier, I think, because I don't know that for sure, but both of these are unprofitable companies that carry more risk. So the supports will not necessarily hold, even if the news is good, because of the risk of offerings. All right, these are the risks you have to think about when you're doing these micro-cap companies or the companies that are not profitable yet. All right, now let's go back. Hold on. I just want to point out news. I want to make an appeal out there for Grill. I've been talking about a few times. I brought up Grill, GRIL, over the last year, saying, can someone look into this? I just haven't had time. It was like 50, 60 cents when I first saw it. And the numbers are staggering. They look staggering. I mean, they're trading at 1/10 revenue. They're claiming they're profitable. I mean, if you look at the headlines here and they're talking about their 9.9 million net income, like none of this makes sense, compared to a 55 million market cap. All right. So I don't know if it's just a huge opportunity. Is there fraud here? Is there major debt? I don't know, but I'm just putting out an appeal for someone to research GRIL and see if this is legit. Because if it's legit, yes, I know it's come up like 3 times since I first mentioned it, and unfortunately haven't played it, but the numbers still look ridiculously cheap if it's not fraud or if the numbers are legitimate. So maybe this even has more room to the upside. I'm not going to do it until I understand the story. So if someone has time to research that, go ahead. I just want to point out that CYH Maybe we'll talk to Chris Tuttle about this tomorrow. We have a weekly space with him Wednesdays at noon for our VIPs. Chris Tuttle from SPACfest and IPO Candy is our fundamental analyst. So with CYH, this is a stock you brought to our attention earlier this year, and they just sold $300 million in assets last night, $290 million in assets last night to help pay off some debt. Is that a big enough deal to spark a rally in the stock? I'm not sure. I haven't heard back from him yet, but it's on our radar, and we're going to be maybe talking to him tomorrow at 12 p.m. about that. Okay, there's a lot of other stuff. We just can't get to everything. Okay, so let's go back to the top of our list and try to order what are going to be the top picks for today. All right, so I think one of the ones that I want to squeeze in, we talked about these three kind of Cathie Wood stocks. I think Palantir had the best catalyst out of those three. So let's move that up a little bit higher, at least into the top 6 for the moment. Then we have Tesla on the strength of going back over the 20 DMA, but no particular catalyst today. With SMCI with some pre-market strength, but it gave some of it back right now and no catalyst today. Okay, Cost does have a catalyst. Okay, so based on the story trading methodology, we believe items, stocks with a catalyst today will do better today. So we're going to move, I think I'm going to move Cost and Palantir up over here. Now let's take a look at what this looks like. So we have Cost and Palantir as the top 2. We had that big price target increase. Don't forget on Cost, along with a really bullish chart. Palantir bouncing off the 20 DMA along with that AI catalyst today. Then we have Tesla, SMCI, NVIDIA with no particular catalyst today either on NVIDIA. And all right, so I think I'm going to lock it in right here on these top 5. Cost, Palantir, the top 2 because they have the catalyst, and then Tesla, SMCI, which is, they had catalyst recently, like last week. So it's still in the top 5, but it's not as acute as having a catalyst today. And then NVIDIA, which is just like the never-ending, nonstop AI catalyst, right? So those are our top 5. We're going to lock it in. Cost, Palantir, Tesla, SMCI, NVIDIA. I mean, our track record is amazing. We can't guarantee anything, but very often 3 to 5 out of our top 5 do really well for the day. And very often our number 1 or number 2 pick are the number 1 or number 2 stocks in our entire watch list of 300 stocks. That happens very often. So, all right, good luck today. Listen, we'll see you today at, let's put up this banner here. We're going to do an update. We do an update every day that's free for the whole world. It's a 1 p.m. It's an update to hold ourselves accountable, see how we did in the morning, and just do a open Q&A. So that's going to be 1 p.m. today. You can catch us at youtube.com/storytrading. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We'll see you bright and early at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, and 1 p.m. today. Take care.